Jungkook, without caring about his life, crashed his lips upon hers and started kissing her passionately, despite having a gun pointed at his forehead. She was amazed by his behavior at first. Then she got up from him. Fine. What the hell are you doing? Jungkook, what's the problem? Didn't you say I'm your type? He smirked in front of her, which made her furious. Fine, you're gonna regret this so much. She unlocked the gun with full intention of killing him this time. Jungkook, come on, don't be furious now. You and I both know why you're still keeping me alive. No matter how hard I think, there's only one reason. You want to take down Mark, don't you? Fine, and you want the same. That's why you were keeping me alive. Otherwise, you wouldn't take me here, but killed me with other guys of mine. Jungkook, that was smart. Okay, I'll help you, but I want something in return. Fine, excuse me. Just so you know that I'm not asking your help. We're both helping each other. That makes us partners. And for that, I'm not bound to give you anything in return. Jungkook, that's a shame. I thought I could ask you for a one night stand. But why are you so smart? Vine scoffed and said, what else could I expect from you? Jungkook, it's not like it will be your first time. Or is it? Vine, why do I need to tell you that? Jungkook, okay, whatever. When are you going to open me up now? It's irritating to have these ropes on me every second. Fine. How do I trust you? How do I know you won't stab me in the back? Jungkook, why would I stab you when I was the first one who wanted to ask you for this? Trust me, I want exactly the same. Fine. Okay, you have a point. How would you even stab me when you don't have the knife? Fine, Spove. I will just use him to kill Mark, and then afterwards kill him too, to claim the title of King of Mafia World. Jungkook Spove, that's exactly my plan. Use you to kill Mark, and then I won't need you, so I'll kill you too. And finally I'll be able to claim the title of King. Jungkook, fine, open me now. Vine, close your eyes first. Jungkook sighed. Okay, do it fast. Jungkook closed his eyes. Vine, do it fast. Who are you to order me, huh? Jungkook, did you say anything? Vine, no, of course not. After changing them, she asked him to open his eyes. Vine, you can open them now. When Jungkook opened his eyes, he saw her right in front of her and was lost in her for a moment. She wore a sleeveless shirt until the half of her thighs, and her legs were naked. Vine, hello mister. Where are you lost? Jungkook, in you. What? Jungkook, I should admit that you lost me for a second. You look beautiful. Vine, don't try to flirt with me. I know guys like you. Jungkook, okay my lady. But where are we going that you dressed up like this? Did you take me too serious when I talked about the one night stand? Fine. Can you focus on your task for a second? He goes to the club today, and I'll be his bait, so the remaining work will be yours to handle. Can you do it? Jungkook, club? Oh yeah, it's Sunday today. Fine. So you have been following him too? Jungkook, of course. One screamed a little to call her men inside. They came inside. Fine. Open him. She looked at him. Of course I'll be the bait, but you have to snatch the information in the meantime. And don't be too late. I don't want to be his girl for too long. Jungkook, but do you have to be the bait? Can't you ask someone else to do it? Fine. What do you mean? I'm making your work easier that way. Besides, I can't trust an amateur for such an important task. Why you don't want it? She scoffed and said it in a mocking tone. Are you by any chance jealous? He fake scoffed and said, Go see the mirror. Why would I be jealous for you? She got furious a little as she said, I knew it. Let's get ready then. They made necessary preparations, took all the weapons they needed, and plugged the AirPods in their ears. Jungkook called some of his men too to stay outside in case something wrong happens. She enters the club, and as soon as she saw Mark, one sat 2 seats behind him and ordered a drink, but when Mark ordered his, she paid for him too. Mark looked at her and she winked at him. He came to her himself as he asked her, Why are you paying for me? Fine, come on. She stood up and ran her hand across his neck and whispered in his ear, You can pay me back in the private room. As expected, that jerk was all over wine for such a small move. He smirked at her and held her from the waist, which was seen by Jungkook, who clenched his fist by the seam. Mark pulled Wine closer to him, to which Jungkook started walking towards them, because he couldn't see that anymore. Before he could approach them, they started walking towards the karaoke room. Jungkook followed them quietly, but he stayed outside the room. In the room, she sang for him and danced with him. Then she sat on his lap and they both drank together. Mark was really happy in the meantime. Mark, I had a lot of fun today because of you. Wine. This is just the beginning. Mark laughed as he was about to kiss her, but she pushed him back. Mark, what's wrong? Wine. Let me lie down and have you all over me. Then we'll do it. Mark laughed as he said, You're horny. Wine. I get that a lot. She got up from him and lied down on the couch, and he came upon her. He started kissing her neck that she ran her hand towards his butt so that she can get the information they need so bad to beat him. She got a hold of it, and as soon as she was about to open the diary to see what's written on it, Mark noticed it. He left her neck and held her wrist held tight. She was startled as to how scary he looked. Mark, so that was your plan. I can look in people's eyes and tell what they're planning. I knew it all along that you approached me for this. I'm not a king just by words. You're so gonna die today, he said as he pulled out the gun from his other back pocket. One screamed for help, for Jungkook came inside running and saw Mark pointing a gun at him. He was scared as hell. He pulled his gun out from the waist belt and pointed at him. Mark got up from Vine and held her from her neck, putting the gun on her forehead. Mark, put the gun down or I'm killing her. Mark clicked on her wristwatch, which was a signal to his men, who came inside as soon as they get the signal. Along his men came inside Jungkook and Vine's men, because they heard everything from the airports. When they all came inside, Jungkook ordered all of his men to quickly throw all the guns. They did the same while Jungkook didn't think for a second before throwing his gun, even when he knew he was gonna die if he did it. Taking along Vine with him, Mark started moving towards the door. He threw Vine away and then shot her. Vine closed her eyes, but soon she opened them because she didn't feel any pain at all. She saw someone's back in front of her, and that person fell down in front of her, making her see his face. She was startled. She was standing there expressionless, while her men took their guns from the ground and started shooting at Mark's men until they ran, leaving Jungkook and Vine alone. She sat beside him and he looked at her startled face. He scoffed. Why are you startled? Vine, what is this? Why the hell did you do it? A tear fell from her eye. Although his voice was staggering, he said to her, Guess I was too greedy. I wanted you and the title at the same time, but I guess I won't get any of it now. He then closed his eyes while saying, Hush, I didn't know it would hurt this much. To be continued.